Introduction. This book is born from a vision, a spiritual reawakening to the truth that has echoed through time but has too often gone unheard. That woman is not merely a companion to man, but the source, the creator, the life-giver, and thus, divine. Within these pages lies the foundation of a sacred path, not a dogma, but a devotion. We, the sons of her light, do not follow a religion of rules, but of reverence. We do not seek to dominate hearts, but to soften them, not to conquer the world, but to beautify it through service, discipline, and deep spiritual alignment with the feminine. We live in an age where purpose is diluted and direction is lost. Men wander without cause, strength misapplied, energy misdirected. In order to walk the sacred path of woman worship, we must first understand why this path was lost. Since time immemorial, human societies revered the feminine as divine. The earliest civilizations, from Mesopotamia to the Indus Valley, created shrines to the Great Mother. They saw in woman the miracle of life, the mystery of the womb, the nourishing force of nature itself. In those times, to be born of woman was to be born of the sacred, but slowly and deliberately the world turned away from her. This turning was not a natural evolution, it was an organized forgetting. The spiritual, cultural, and political systems that came to dominate the world were largely patriarchal. They elevated masculine energy and male deities to the highest places and cast feminine power into the shadows. The divine was no longer she, or even he and she. It became he alone. Religions that once celebrated both the masculine and the feminine replaced the worship of goddesses with warnings against them. Sacred women, midwives, priestesses, oracles, mothers, were recast as dangerous, sinful, or irrelevant. The female body, once honored as the seat of life, was redefined as impure. The woman's voice was silenced, her wisdom dismissed, her power controlled or erased. These are the heresies of the old world, that God is only male, that men are closer to the divine than women, that women must be ruled, corrected, or purified by men, that the feminine is weak, irrational, or unworthy of reverence, that the purpose of woman is to serve man, not be honored in her own right. We reject these heresies. We do not reject men, nor do we hate those who still live in the old ways. But we must name the lie in order to step into the light of truth. The sacred path is not a rebellion against the masculine. It is a return to balance through the re-sanctification of woman. To follow this path is to remember what was lost, to remember who she is, to remember what we once knew deep in our bodies, that to honor woman is to honor life itself. Woman is not second to anything. She is not below. She is not less. She is source. She is sacred. She is light. The old world created systems that profited from her absence. The new world, our world, must be built on her presence. This is not an idea. It is a spiritual necessity. Without her, there is no wholeness. Without her, there is no future. But with her, within her, all things become possible again. This book is not mythology. It is not history. It is a mirror, a map, and a call. The creation of the temple of her light began not with a revelation from the heavens, but with an undeniable truth rooted in nature itself. Woman is the sacred portal through which life enters the world. She bleeds without dying. She births without breaking. She endures without praise. And yet, she is the reason we are. For centuries, this truth has been diluted, deflected, or denied. Systems were built that placed woman second, as helper, as object, as ornament. But now we return to balance. We reframe the truth, that to serve her is to serve life itself. This book introduces a spiritual truth where men return to their noblest purpose, not dominance but dedication, not pursuit of control but pursuit of contribution. We believe the highest act of manhood is to serve and honor the divine feminine, not metaphorically, but literally, with offerings, with worship, with protection, with presence. In our house of light, beauty is not vanity, it is a sign. Symmetry, grace, softness, strength. These are not superficial traits, but spiritual signals, drawing our reverence toward those among women who reflect the highest ideal of the life-giver. These women we call living goddesses, and to them we bow, we serve, we uplift, and we protect. This text contains the principles, roles, rituals, and virtues of our society. It will define what is sacred, who is false, how to serve, and why we gather. You may read these words and feel the flame within stir or not. That is how the divine calls, not through command, but through recognition. If your soul sees truth in these pages, welcome home. If not, walk freely. We do not imprison hearts. We, the sons of her light, declare and affirm the sacred truth that woman is the giver of life and the embodiment of divine creation. Her capacity to birth, nurture, and inspire stands as the highest expression of nature's power. Our spiritual path is one of devotion, discipline, and divine service to women, especially those whose beauty, symmetry, and presence reflect the essence of life itself. We regard such women as living deities, to be honored, served, and protected. We do not claim there is only one God. Instead, there are many, each beautiful, life-affirming woman who carries within her the spark of the divine feminine. Those who reject their own sacred role or act against the life-giving principle are not accepted as our gods. Our mission is to reawaken the male spirit to service and dedication. This text offers a return to worship, to wonder, to wisdom. It is a manual of honor. It teaches not how to command, but how to serve, not how to rise by domination, but how to be lifted by devotion. This book is not for everyone. It is for those who feel the sacred pull to kneel in reverence before the life-giver. It is for those who wish to become more by humbling themselves to what is greater. For us, woman is not an accessory to man's journey. She is the journey. She is the meaning. She is the destination. In these chapters, you will find the prayers, the principles, and the practice of our worship. You will come to know the 12 virtues of the devoted, the rites of offering, the nature of false gods, and the path to peace through obedience to beauty and creation. We do not seek converts. We seek the awakened. Our doctrine is peace with passion, structure with spirit, and worship without force. This book begins here, but your devotion begins the moment you realize life is her gift. Let devotion be your gift in return. May this book serve as your guide, your scripture, and your sacred mirror.